Hi math students! In this video, our learning target is we can multiply fractions. There's no new vocabulary, but instead I wanted to start with some questions to help remind you of what you may already have learned in school about multiplying fractions. What do we understand about multiplying fractions? What you see here is the standard algorithm for multiplying fractions. Algorithm is just a fancy word for the steps to a math problem. What we see here is that if we multiply the numerators, we get an answer. 3 times 1 equals 3. If we multiply our denominators, 4 times 2, we get an answer, and that equals 8. So 3/4 times 1/2 equals 3/8. But that leads me to another question. Does the fact that the product is smaller than the largest fraction make sense to you? What I mean is, when we multiply, aren't we always supposed to get a larger answer? But that's not what we see in a fraction. Our answer, 3/8, is smaller or less than the largest number we were multiplying by. Well, let's compare to how this is different from multiplying whole numbers. Let's say we were multiplying a whole number 3 times another whole number, 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. 12 is greater than the largest number we were multiplying by. Let's explore this a little further. Notice the pencil on this page, so I want you to listen and also take good quality notes. We can memorize algorithms, but we become even better mathematicians when we can explain how that algorithm works. If we do some drawings of fraction circles and a number line, that will help us to understand the algorithm even better. Let's use a fraction circle to show 1/2 of 1/2. Start by drawing a circle. We want to show a half, so let's shade in half of our fraction circle. The problem is to show a half of a half. So I am now going to shade in half of a half. The answer is in red. How many fractional pieces do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So our answer should be 1/4. Let's check it by using the algorithm. 1/2 times 1/2 is multiplying the numerators and multiplying the denominators. 1 times 1 equals 1, and 2 times 2 equals 4. So our answer is 1/4, which matches with our fraction circle. Let's try this again. Use a fraction circle to show 1/3 of 1/2. Let's draw a circle and our half. I'm going to shade in half. This problem is asking us to show 1/3 of a half. So, let's see how many fractional pieces we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We want to show only 1/3 of 1/2. So our answer should be 1/6. Let's check with the algorithm. 1/3 times 1/2. We multiply the numerators and we multiply the denominators. 1 times 1 equals 1, and 3 times 2 equals 6. Our answer is 1/6, which again matches with our fraction circle. We can also use number lines to help us multiply fractions. Use a number line to show 3/4 of 1/2. Okay, let's draw a really long number line to give ourselves enough room. This is going to mark 0, and this tick mark is going to be the 1. We want to show 3/4 of a half. So we need to mark 1/2. Now we're going to show 3/4. Let's put a tick mark kind of in the center, in the center, in the center. Do you see what we did? We have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. We made fourths. Now we're going to show 3/4. So we're going to draw an arrow and we're going to stop at that 3/4. Now, our answer isn't 3/4. Remember, we need to put some tick marks over here. How many fractional pieces do we really have? We can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 is equivalent to 8/8. 1/2 is equivalent to 4/8. Our answer is 3/8. Let's use the algorithm to check. 3/4 times 1/2. We're going to multiply the numerators and we're going to multiply the denominators. 3 times 1 equals 3 and 4 times 2 equals 8. Yes, 3/8. Now that we can trust that algorithm, let's use it to multiply a fraction by a fraction. Here are the steps to the algorithm. Step 1, we multiply the numerators. Step 2, multiply the denominators. Step 3, simplify. 3/5 times 2/4. We're going to multiply the numerators. That's step 1. Then we're going to multiply the denominators, and that's step 2. And then we'll write our answer. 3 times 2 equals 6, and 5 times 4 is 20. 6/20 can be simplified by dividing by the greatest common factor of 6 and 20, which is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. Our answer is 3/10. Now it's your turn to try it. Pause the video, solve both problems, and then press play so we can compare our answers. We're going to multiply, simplify. 1/2 times 1/3. First, we multiply our numerators. Then we multiply our denominators. 1 times 1 equals 1, and 2 times 3 equals 6. Our answer is 1/6. We're going to multiply our numerators, and we are going to multiply our denominators. -3 times -2 is positive 6, and -4 times -5 is positive 20. To simplify, we're going to divide by the greatest common factor of 6 and 20. That is 2. 6 divided by 2 equals 3, and 20 divided by 2 equals 10. Our answer is 3/10. We're going to continue to use our algorithm. Step 1, multiply numerators. Step 2, multiply the denominators. And step 3, simplify. Sometimes we have a whole number that we're multiplying by a fraction. So how do we write a whole number as a fraction? 1/1 equals 1. 2 is written as 2/1. 3 is written as 3/1. 4 is written as 4/1. 5 is written as 5/1, and so on. So now let's look at our first problem, -4 times 2/3. The first thing we're going to do is write our whole number 4 as a fraction, -4 first. And we're going to multiply that again by 2/3. Now we can follow our algorithm. We're going to multiply our numerators and multiply our denominators. -4 times 2 equals -8. And 1 times 3 equals 3. -8/3 is a fraction greater than 1, so we simplify it by changing it to a mixed number. How many groups of 3 can fit into 8? 2. 2 times 3 equals 6. The difference between 8 and 6 is 2. And we write our denominator 3. Our answer is -2 2/3. Let's try this again with another problem. 5/8 times 2. I'm going to first write our problem as 2 as a fraction. 5/8 times 2 first. And now we can use our algorithm of multiplying our numerators, 5 times 2, multiply our denominators, 8 times 1. 5 times 2 equals 10, and 8 times 1 equals 8. 10/8 is an improper fraction, or a fraction that is greater than 1. So we're going to simplify by changing it to a mixed number. How many groups of 8 can fit into 10? 1. 10 take away 8 is 2. So we have 2/8 as our remainder. Our answer is 1 and 2/8. It's your turn to try it. Remember to change the whole numbers to fractions, and then multiply, multiply, simplify. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to compare answers. Our first step is to change -9 to a fraction. -9 first. And we're multiplying by 1/2. We're going to multiply our numerators and multiply our denominators. -9 times 1 equals -9. And 1 times 2 equals 2. We have a fraction that is greater than 1, so we're going to change it to a mixed number. How many groups of 2 can fit into 9? 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 9 take away 8 leaves us with 1. 1/2. Our answer, remember the negative sign, is -4 and 1/2. -4/5 times -6. Let's write the problem so that our whole number is a fraction. -6 first. Now we're going to multiply our numerators. Next, we multiply our denominators. -4 times -6 equals +24. And 5 times 1 equals 5. 24/5 is an improper fraction, so we're going to change it to a mixed number. How many groups of 5 can fit into 24? 4 groups. 4 times 5 equals 20. When we subtract 24 take away 20, our difference is 4. 4/5. Our answer is 4 and 4/5. With this last set of problems, we're following the same algorithm. Our first step, multiply the numerators. Second step, multiply the denominators. And the third step, simplify if necessary. Well, sometimes we have a fraction that is multiplied by a mixed number. Here's how we solve this problem. I'm going to write 1/2, but I'm going to change this mixed number to an improper fraction or a fraction greater than 1. If you want to think of the acronym MAD, that might help you remember how to change a mixed number to an improper fraction. First, we multiply. That's the M. 5 times 4 equals 20. Then we add. That's the A. 20 plus 2 equals 22. We write that as our numerator. The D stands for denominator, and we have the same denominator that we write, 5. Now we have 1/2 times 22/5, and it looks just like the fractions that we were practicing at the beginning of the video. We're going to follow our algorithm steps. 1 times 22 is multiplying the numerators. 2 times 5, we are multiplying the denominators. 1 times 22 is 22, and 2 times 5 equals 10. Our answer is 22/10. It's a fraction that is greater than 1, so we are going to simplify and write it as a mixed number. How many groups of 10 can fit into 22? 2. 2 times 10 is 20. Now we subtract. 22 take away 20 is a difference of 2. 2/10. We have one more step. I'm going to write our answer down here. 2/10 needs to be simplified. The greatest common factor of 2 and 10 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. And now we have our final answer, and it's simplified. 2 1/5. It's your turn to try it one last time. Go ahead and solve all 3 problems. Press play now, and then let's compare answers together. This first problem is solved by changing the mixed number to an improper. We're going to multiply 3 times 5, and we're going to add 1. And that equals 16/3. Then we have to change our whole number 3 to a fraction. We write 3 first. And now we're ready to use our algorithm. Step 1, multiply the numerators. Step 2, multiply the denominators. 16 times 3 equals 48, and 3 times 1 equals 3. The greatest common factor for both of these numbers is 3. 48 divided by 3 equals 16, and 3 divided by 3 equals 1. We can simplify even further by just writing our answer of 16. The next problem is solved by changing the mixed number -1 1/2 to an improper fraction. We're going to multiply 2 times 1, that equals 2, and then we add 1, 3. -3 seconds. And we're multiplying by 2/3. Now we're going to use our algorithm for multiplying fractions. We're going to multiply our numerators first, and then we are going to multiply our denominators. -3 times 2 equals -6, and 2 times 3 also equals 6. Both of these numbers can be divided by their greatest common factor, which is 6. And -6 divided by 6 is -1, and 6 divided by 6 equals 1, and that can be simplified even further by just writing the whole number, -1. Our final problem is 5 6 times 2 3/5. We're going to write 5 6 just the way it is. And then we're going to change our mixed number to an improper fraction. We're going to multiply 5 times 2 equals 10, and then we're going to add 3. 13/5. And now we can use our algorithm. 5 times 13, multiply your numerators. 6 times 5, multiply your denominators. 5 times 13 equals 65, and 6 times 5 equals 30. We can change this to a mixed number by finding how many groups of 30 can fit into 65, and that's 2. 30 times 2 is 60. When we subtract 65, take away 60, our difference is 5, and we have 5/30. Now that fraction can be simplified by dividing by the greatest common factor of 5 and 30, and that is 5. So our answer is 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 30 divided by 5 is 6. So our final answer simplified is 2 1/6. All right, we have earned a funny finale. Come on, man. I asked how good you were at math on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm not bragging. I'm an 11, bro. All right, that was a pretty good one.